Tristana and the Braum love that too, because you have to dive into the Buster shot and stuff like that. Tristana, so you lock in the Smolder because it is follow-up with the ultimate over the top of the team fight. So if you land a Leona ult,
A bit of a trade there, but not too much happening. It's allowed us to do some musing on things that are not League of Legends related.
Yeah. Gabby and Chas and W can win this. Yes, they can. They can. Early game would have to be where they'd like to get that advantage. Are they going to be 369 just teleport up towards top side? Might be dragging an out for throw 360.
Oh, it's Xbox to spot. There's walls everywhere. It kind of prevents Karras from getting in the angle he necessarily wants, but still gets a big kill at the back end of it as the Braum goes down into the back end with a better side burst, doing so much damage onto Jackie, who gets over the wall and might just survive, but they need to leave Cream out to dry. So he went looking to see whether someone was inelegant in their back spots, but WE don't get the dragon, but do get 2 kills.
Some random cells were available there. Pantheon coming in. Where's that going? There's no flash in mid lane. Chris is here though.
Chris is here. Seismic Shovel away prevents the abduction from landing, but I still think that's a very dead Cream who just can't get far enough away. The heal was used there, and it just wasn't enough. Chris was on the right timer, but couldn't keep them alive. Nothing. Just wasn't quite, despite a good Seismic Shovel.
I mean, so this is where, again, I see that logic, but then my response is, you think it's safe. You should know better as a pro player. You should know better. You are amongst some of the very best players in the world. You are a flashless Talia against a global which can come into your lane with plenty of follow. You cannot give these openings. That is how you lose games like this. As a player, as a champion, a reigning champion of the LPL, that is not good enough. Scream still has no flash. At least there's no... I mean, Monkey has flash. You have no flash, Cream!
And no vision. He just goes down.
And so, again, some people might say, but surely you just think you're safe. You are not safe, and you have to know better than that. Cream and Jackie Love, over the last couple of games, this time it is really just Cream, not calling out Jackie Love for this game, but Cream, no flash in the mid lane. I know the way...
I was just about to call out the full Vampire move wall, but they had control wards on both sides of the lane. They had wards deep in the jungle. Cream could see nothing. There was nothing to be done there. He had nowhere to roam. Vampire will face check the Shins out, teleporting in on this one. In comes the Weavers. Well, maybe Vampire is a bit deep. Wonderful pressing guard. Now the back end of the player script is coming in, trying to find an angle. Good knockup. 369 on the back end of the Dark and Blaze flying. Carries stolen pressing guard. Stays alive. Misses the abduction. Jackie looking to get some value down into 1-for-1 right now, if I've done my maths correctly. In the public execution of the stall, and Silas waiting. Kanabi's not going to pressing guard anymore, and Karras gets another. 369 in danger. Q begins to Drake step forward, had the repudiation running. Where the hell does Aatrox begin to run? Well,
369 is going to die here as well, most likely. Just use his Q. Will make it out alive. WE pulling the trigger so effectively, but top esports, they have not done. Top esports don't have to buy into this. They could wait until they have, you know, an item. This point in the game again. And if they were fighting now on even gold, if your opponent Cream doesn't have flash, once again caught out by the vision game, WE pulling the trigger so effectively. Wonderful play there from Vampire, setting up vision and getting multiple kills onto Cream, who's now 1 and 4. Cream's had an awful...
Well, they're happy enough with that, looking to potentially set up another lane gank here that Cream has just not been able to respond to it. It does feel like Cream has been left to the wolves in terms of the vision, but has fallen prey to them as well.
Yeah, this is the thing, right? Like, yes, at a certain point...
Flank angle, but is off vision for now. Attacks that warden will now be a spotted person. Taeyu comes through the lesser spotted Cream. Sounds awful. I never want to eat that Cream, all while I'm from picture. Cube wants to take that turret, may well be asked to do so. Mid lane turret will be traded. That is a win for top esports.
It is. They'll lose the top lane out of turrets. It's 1-for-1. Dragon now potentially started. Flash is back up for WE, importantly. Yes, they are there for top esports as well. First item hit for top esports. No Seraphs for Cream, which makes it a lot safer for him to play out these fights. WE, they'll need to engage down the front and center. Teleport in from Cube somewhere. Where's it going into?
Karras on the flank, looking for an angle. Vampire on the backside onto Kanavi, makes it a threat. Dragon secured by Monkey. In they go to the back end with a perfect execution. Make that a public one. I keep getting those two confused, but the fight is anything but that. As 369 does get the reset. Important kill onto Karras. He's beginning to heal his way on the anti-melee. What we said about the Aatrox. He's got the triple. He'll make it a full quadra before the Tristana picks up 1 or 2 more.
It says so much. Sorry, it's just I've seen it proper way too many times. That's got now available. 369. You know, very, very happy with this 2 items spike. We were saying WE. They might be able to fight around they need to find a way to stop down they need to stop this Aatrox. This is a problem.
Still comes on through. The Infernal Chance don't quite land. Actually, 369. Oh my god. Passive healing with Sun and Sky is actually ridiculous. TT behind Karras looking for a steal on something valuable. Hijacks the Braum. Glacial Fissure comes on down. They blow up the Tristana. Big moment. They've got the bot lane in its entirety. Karras still healing on everyone with the Rough Maker on the 369. Doing a lot of work who doesn't have the World Ender. Kanavi in the back end of it all can't get more than just the one. I was immediately going to say he wouldn't get anyone, but Cube also gets an additional member and 4 members down aside from 369. They can turn to Aatrox.
369, huge mistake. Pops his ultimate too early and doesn't get value out of it. WE.
Esports 1 left with Harris being dead at the beginning or in the middle of that fight. 369 himself ult up and available.
Yeah, vision control good for WE. Blue Trinket will spot them out. Flash up for 369, flash down for Karis. The most powerful members of each other's teams. Slightly different resources available. Vampire walk up. He doesn't have flash, and they're walking Jackal. Here comes the... Whoa, they're way too early.
Vampire is eviscerated. Jackie gets to stand and deliver. He had the flash. He's still got the rocket jump. They're doing so much work. Cube doing his best to try and get something back at the end of it all. Karis does land a decent abduct there. Taeyun's still alive, trying to find some value. The stopwatch comes on through. Taeyun can't flash far enough away. And 369, the flash you called out, brings him on top of the little dragon's head.
The engage from Monkey and Vampire is just not it. There's no follow-up in range, and Top Esports collapsed quicker. That was a fight which WE, again, could have really used to get ahead in this game, and started. WE fight may be forced. Monkey has an ult, has a flash. 369 is not here. He's teleporting in now. WE will have to find a way through it, potentially looking for the Baron Steel.
I'll find that attempt won't quite do it. Braum secures it. Right there from Top Esports, backing away 2 minutes.
Maybe finding a mid lane, opening towards the mid lane. Turret going to go towards, but have they overextended now?
His wall comes on down. Goes to make shove onto Cube. He's got a decent amount of shield because Vision comes on through. That's very deep from Vampire. Overcome Mom! And it won't matter a damn bit as the Leona is dead to rights. Monkey trying to do some work back in, can't just do it. It's just too much CC at this point. Tristana resets again. Taeyun goes down. And they manage to get a full-on set of kills over towards Draculove and 369. A full house for the AD carry in top lane.
WE lose the Baron, can't find the fight afterwards, and Top Esports, despite a rocky early game, which they misjudged so many fights, despite Cream really struggling to find his place in the early game, the composition comes alive, and WE cannot play 4 melees versus this comp.
That's some huge value. The inhibitor will go down. 1 minute until Ocean Dragon. Back now. Fall down, not really any contest available, and understandable, it's only soul point, I suppose, so WE, that's a minor silver lining, a tin one really, it looks a vaguely silver color.
Karis' life very difficult, because he's just trying to take out Jackalope. Now you have to take him out twice. The time bought by the GA means that it's likely that someone else can apply Braum passive, get the stun onto him, Jackalope jump away. You can try to look for it, it's hard to make this work. Cream not in range of ult just yet.
No, if you're going to try and find an angle, they go into public execution, trying to find some value. Vampire goes down. I don't blame them looking, but it's just not enough. Monkey's dead as well. And everyone else is just about untouched. Jackie in danger from Cube, is backing away as the GA will likely be popped. 369 looking at Taeyun and finds that massive empowered auto. Back out of GA they go. Jackie gets the buster shot away, and Cube is once again left as a square.
And everyone gets that chance for a multi-kill. A triple to 369, a triple to Jackalope, and a quadra to Kanavi on the shins out to end things out. WE, a valiant attempt in the early game. By far the better team when it came to the early picks. For Top Esports, we'll bring it to 2-1.
It was looking pretty dire there at points. Cream found himself getting mashed in lane. This Silas was off to the races. It was looking in some ways over, and then 369 had some terrifying fights.